Unbelievable win. To get the Dakota Marker back in our facility and our office means a lot. You guys felt our passion about this and the the intensity level of it all week. It wasn't pretty. I don't care. I asked the guys to drag these guys into the murky, deep end of the swamp and let's just see if they can swim in the deep end of the pool with us. And I believed we'd make one more play, and Cam begged for the ball at the end. I thought it was a critical decision, not to just run it out, but to take a shot there on second down. I'm so happy for the seniors. They haven't played poorly in these last 5 games, but it's a championship bout with 2 programs that have positioned themselves to play in big-time college football games late in October and November, December, and oftentimes January. Got a lot of respect for Jimmy, not just defensively, but the outing they had tonight versus the run was phenomenal. We have to find answers and solve issues faster. I thought their plan was really good, and I thought Gronkowski, we hit him. The mark is tough. That kid was just hung in there and kept fighting it. That's competition. And if you don't like competition, playing here and playing at a school like theirs probably ain't the place for you. So with that, I'll open up for questions, but I'm struggling here a little bit. I'm so elated and so excited. We've got to find a way to get healthy.
Coach, Raja had a hell of a game to come back to. What did you think about seeing him produce like that?
Well, it's interesting, right? Like, we recognize quarters. Cam adjusted the route from a corner route to basically an in-cut or a shave type deal, and really just throw a spot on. But you're talking about catch contact and going up and competing at a high point on the ball, phenomenal. And then to get a foot down, right? Like, that was competitive. I'm happy for him, right? Like, he's been through a lot this year already, and he's going to be an impactful guy. Really excited for him. I love seeing his smile and his competitive spirit, but he's done a lot to get back on the field, and we all appreciate that.
You've spoken a lot about getting this marker back ever since you arrived and how important. You made it very clear how important it was to you in this program to do this. You've done it. How does it feel?
Yeah, that's a good question. Thank you for asking it. I can't remember whatever the introductory press conference at the 18th or something. This ball, not the first win. I knew we'd get a win. The football team was a good football team when I arrived. Maybe we're taking on the character of the staff a little bit. You come from a small spot and you're a Division III quarterback, and you get to a place like this, which I think it's an honor and a privilege to lead this program. And all they did was just keep fighting, and as a Bison, you are never out of the fight. There's life lessons to be learned from that win. Code Green hung in there and threw punches. This means a lot. 5 in a row is a lot. We lost 4 markers, and so to put it back in here and to be able to recruit with it, and to be able to showcase it to the fans, that have family on both sides and all that stuff, it's a big deal.
You talk about fighting, what would you say about Cam's poise in his fighting that held him in check a lot of the game, and he was 7 for 7 on that last drive?
Yeah, he was healthier this week than last, and we had a big package for Cole. I know I've been talking about that, and Cole we got to get the injury report on him. I don't know if we'll have him next week. It's a major right shoulder. I can only imagine, right, like Cam's story without this win ends up like, okay, Cam Miller's a productive guy. His numbers are good. Maybe he wins the Walter Payton. Maybe he doesn't. I don't really care. This win is huge for his legacy. It's huge for any quarterback that plays here and starts the amount of games that he has. And so really happy with his fight and then his ability to execute in a tight situation there. We had a moment in there that was pretty cool. Cam's a fighter. I know his dad is really, really excited for him and proud of him as well.
Coach, you mentioned Cam kind of begged for the ball. You guys had 112 yards rushing on 32. Did you wait too long to give Cam the ball?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'd like to get to the tape. It wasn't bad on first down. I think our production on first down is going to be pretty good or solid. Second down was just absolute misery. Our ability to solve issues and to move on and to problem solve and to find better answers in the run game was very difficult tonight. And I think just, maybe the hesitancy to run him too much, to expose him, with the ankle and then Cole being out, that shrunk us. Yeah, probably a series too late, maybe even two. Just let him go with some tempo things. But we were struggling to get that first down of every series, and that's what we want to focus on because when we do that, we're pretty good.
Yeah, 3 defensive starters out. Describe your defensive performance tonight.
I think Grant Olson deserves a bow. We'll tip our hat, because he's been through some things here, right? The defense has been under the gun. And I don't care what the numbers look like. They were out there a long time today. What was the time of possession? Does someone have that?
28-10 for South Dakota State. You actually won TOP.
We did?
28.
That's amazing. I mean, they defended a bunch of plays. And they hung in there and just were throwing punches. Nobody's going to write poor old NDSU's banged up and, make excuses for us. So we got to go beat Murray State, and we'll take 70 fighters with us. And I think we'll find a way to put together a good plan and go play. But it's difficult, Dom. We're getting a little bit thin, but some guys are going to have to, maybe a shirt or two is going to have to come off now.
How big is this going forward? I mean, we're past halfway. This is a big win.
It's big enough, and I'll share this with you guys. I just, we practice on Mondays. If we do a light jog through, that would be a lot. We got to practice well on Tuesday. This has been a long stretch with the bye week still 2 weeks away. I think just our freshness moving forward in the next 2 weeks is going to be critical, and we got to find a way to continue to win ball games. And I don't care what the stats are, just we got to find a way to win. It's huge, right? There's momentum. This is big.
You keep talking about health and losing. Are there other guys that you have long-term concerns about?
Sam Young got pretty dinged up here. Benson got pretty dinged up there. Cole Peyton, who's a starter on 1 unit and could start on 3, we got to get some answers. We've got, Dylan Hendricks is out. Dutenheffer's going to battle this elbow. I'm not, just whatever. It's a laundry list. If we were in the NFL, it'd be 18 guys questionable. We'll get Kubitz back and we'll get Duffy back, but I like it. It's going to challenge us and we'll move forward.
Coach, you've been a part of, a lot of championship locker rooms. What was that like?
The best I've ever seen. We've got 25 plus. I'm dead serious. There's been times we won the national title and guys are trying to say sorry because it didn't go down the way we thought it would. And they knew that we were thinking about the next one already. That's really sad. That it will not happen here ever again. That locker room was pretty cool. I mean, they gave a game ball out, whatever. It's not about me. It's about the kids. And they played their tails off and they fought. I thought the squib kick, right? I got to check on the clock because we nailed a really good squib kick. They were trying to run some time off the clock, even if it's 6, 7, 8 seconds rather than kicking it deep. And we got the hop of a lifetime. And then their kid made some yards. It was really cool. That's kind of why you coach, right? There's some tough moments in coaching, but those moments right there, it's like hitting a hole in one. I know there's some bad golfers up there. It's that one shot that brings you back, and those feelings in the locker room and being able to share that with the kids and us growing together and learning more about each other is just a phenomenal feeling.
Coach, Jimmy mentioned that, not necessarily surprised, but that you did take a shot, thought you might grind it out and kick the field goal. He almost felt like you gave him too much time. What was the thought process in trying to go score with a $1:45 left?
Number 11's really good. The offensive staff, our communication, we made the right call. It was second down. The plan was to at least take one shot. Bryce soloed up weak side, or if we got cover 1 or 0, we were going to go to the slot on the Fenway fade. They call it a taper. I say Fenway. And then we were going to run it on third down to center it. But the one thing I thought Cam handled really well in that timeout is I said, just Cam, we cannot throw an incompletion. If you're going to win it. Otherwise, check it down and keep this clock rolling so they have to take a timeout. It was a good gamble. But I think it was the right move. I really do. Those guys moving the ball 45, 50 yards, to kick a game-winning field goal. The kid's got a good leg. I mean, he missed one, he hit one. I didn't want to play that game. I wanted to try to force them to go the long, hard way and score 6.
How much did the crowd play a factor into the win?
I don't know, but they never left the fight. You know what I mean? Obviously, Mark's experience, he's been here before. There wasn't like a boatload of penalties, but I think they were impactful tonight in a different way. They were inspiring. And thanks to Bison Nation for showing up. You guys know how much the people mean to me, and I mean that. Like, I don't mind doing these events and getting out with them, and they were inspiring tonight. And I don't know the impact on the game, but our guys were into it because nobody left. Everybody stayed in there, and we showed great endurance tonight.
Kind of the rest of the atmosphere in the sense that you had multiple current NFL guys, some former NFL guys, tons of past players, then 16 NFL scouts here for this game, nationally televised on ESPN2. Just the hype, the atmosphere, the feeling around the whole thing.
Yeah, we got to maybe get our sideline passes corralled there a little bit. But I ran into Spencer Wagey, and I was like, oh, my God, Matt's going to be mad at me. I got to have Spencer on the sideline, right? South Dakota guy. I thought there was power in that, and I was real appreciative of the former players showing up. I did send the message, even we had a bunch of recruits in there. This program we will never say that the lifeblood of this program is recruiting. I know there's a whole industry of recruiting now. The former players are the lifeblood of this program. The tradition and what they have laid down and the opportunities that they afford all the future Bison is what I respect and what I want to hold it to a high standard. I'll take one more, guys. I got to get with family here tonight.
Coach, what was going through your mind when Logan picked that off?
Just unbelievable catch, right? And then, so I announced it wrong the last game because who picked it off to end it? Weerts? And I said Kopp. So we had a little joke. But honestly, really good play. And I thought Grant was good tonight. Grant was changing some calls up. He played some cover one finally. I think Crumby was good back there. I think our guys played I think they played a lot better up front than you guys think. I think we're going to look at that film and there's going to be some things that are interesting to me. And we were fighting like crazy. I know it got a little chirpy. It was one of those, I couldn't use the term Donnybrook all week to sell that what kind of fight this was going to be because I know Coach Roll and Matt would have used that over the years, so it wasn't ready for that one. But we talked about, wanting to get into the deep end of the pool and see if they could swim with us because I really believed in our strength and conditioning. I really believe in the heart of the Bison. Thanks, guys. You have a good night.
Cam, this is a long time coming, telling your emotion about beating South Dakota State.
Super happy. Credit goes to the defense, though. They were the ones that kept us in the game, and I couldn't be happier for them. Honestly, that's where my excitement comes from, is just how well they played and seeing, Raj have 2 touchdowns and just seeing guys make plays was awesome.
Luke, you've been part of a rotation with Coop, obviously, and tonight, Tim, for coach, was actually surprised you one time of possession, but you defended a lot of plays, and you didn't rotate. You were there in the middle the whole time. What was that like to just continuously get stops and finally to break through?
Yeah, it was super exciting for our defense to play the way that we did. Here at NDSU, we believe in a next man up mentality, and it was my game to play, so I went out there and did the best I could. And I'm really proud of the team, proud of the offense for getting stuff done when they needed to, and really proud of the defense and the special teams. We played really well.
Logan, can you take us through kind of what you saw in that last play on your interception?
Yeah, just right place, right time. Coach Olsen made a great call. We had been running a lot of zone, that drive specifically, and he had told us that we need to get into some man coverage to stop what they were coming at us with, and so made a call, man coverage, and I had an idea of what was coming, and I was able to make a play.
Rajah, can you describe that play, the last play, the throw, and everything about it?
Coming out the huddle, Cam said it, if they go man, go win. And we practice that day in, day out. Y'all don't know, but we put in extra work every day after practice, just so when we get a moment like this, we can capitalize on it. So as soon as we seen the coverage, we knew what it was. I just trusted him, I trusted our line, and we capitalized on our opportunity.
Rajah, can you kind of describe this season? Obviously them having to pick their spots with your health situation and not playing week in, week out, and getting in that rhythm, but then coming into the biggest games of the season and performing like this.
I wouldn't say it's anything planned. It's more so a conversation between my head coach and my trainer. They believe in health first, so whenever my trainer feels like I'm good enough to play, she will allow me to, but I give her all the credit. I wouldn't be doing this right now if it weren't for her, because technically I'm not even supposed to be playing with what I'm diagnosed with, but the amount of time she puts in to helping me get better is just unbelievable, and I can't thank her enough.
Does that make it any more satisfying to have the kind of game you had tonight?
100%. And I made sure she was the first person I hugged just because, like I said, I couldn't be doing this without her. I wouldn't be in this position, able to make plays, doing what I was doing without what she was doing for me.
Can't describe the emotion of taking a knee and then running over to the rock and having teammates pick it up. It's been a while since I've had to come up to this. There'd be a lot of emotion.
There was a lot of emotion. I wish I was able to run over with the group to grab it, but unfortunately I had to do an interview. It looked like a lot of fun, but I eventually got there. I got to the party late, but it was awesome.
Luke, was that the fastest you've run in a long time to get over to the rock?
Man, yeah, it kind of just all hit me at once, kind of like a tidal wave of emotions. The seniors, we've worked so hard for this, and it was a really cool moment.
You played on special teams that game last time the Bison won in 2019. Just describe this to finally have it back now on your last run.
It's been too long, and the rock is where it should be. It's back where it should be.
Cam, can you kind of describe this dance between you and Adam Bach? You're basically staring at him as the Mike linebacker for 5 years and playing against South Dakota State this way. Obviously, you guys are high school teammates.
Obviously, it's not about me and it's not about him. It's about both teams. But it's been an honor playing against him, and I know we're going to play again, in the near future. But for me, it felt like we were in kind of a slump. I was in a slump. Every time we played them, I just felt like he had the upper hand. And, and when you have a slump, you feel like you have to press and try to do too much. And I felt like today we didn't try to do too much. There were times where, we went 3 and out, but we were patient. We trusted, the defense to make plays. And then eventually they put the ball in our hands, and we got it done.
Cam, what was the locker room like after this win?
It was like a semifinal game, That's what it felt like. Just the emotion from Coach P was awesome to see, and he's just brought such great energy to the locker room and to the guys, and he was a big part in us winning this game. He had talked about it all week. This is where the Rock belongs, and he's right.
Coach, you mentioned not getting into great situations at second down, and the run efficiency was all right on first down, but you guys just didn't have great answers for the problems presented to you on second down. How could the run game have been more efficient?
Well, they were bringing pressure on second down, so it's my job to get us in the perfect run call, especially with Coach P. He's always, on my ass about that. So half of those were probably on my fault, but I was so locked into the game that I didn't. But yeah, they were heating us up on second down, and then that last drive, I think we threw it probably 90% of the time. So we kind of handled that pressure really well up front.
How's the ankle? It's not about you, but personally, what does this victory mean to you? The first one over South Dakota State. It's something that you've waited for, or we've waited for you to get for a while.
Like I said before, the feeling's like you've been in a slump and then you hit a home run. And that's what the feeling, feels like. So.
How's the ankle? Last drive, you were like 7 for 7. So, just describe the last drive.
Well, Coach Hedberg on the mic had told me that they were going to put the ball in my hands, and I told him that's a great idea. That's what I want. And they did exactly that, and the wide receivers made plays. Offensive line blocked it up perfectly, and we went, I think it was 95 yards and scored on a 4-minute drive. I'm just so happy for us.
Luke, can you kind of describe your vantage point of Logan's pick, and then how quickly did it register with you that like they don't have enough timeouts and that it's over and that you've won?
Yeah, I was man on the back, so I didn't really have eyes on the pick, but I turned around and saw Kopp make a great play. Just an incredible player making a big-time play in a big-time game. And the credit goes out to Kopp because he just played great man defense right there. But after that moment, it was just pandemonium and kind of just a lot of emotions flooding in. We've worked so hard to get to this spot, and to beat a team like that in a big moment like that, it was really, really fun.
Can you feel your ankle right now? How's it at?
It's good. It feels great right now.
How much is South Dakota, this is for any of you guys, how much does South Dakota State's success in the past couple of years
think from the outside, everybody's been thinking about this game since probably Monday. We've been prepping for games like this for the past 365 days. It's not just a 1 week prep, it's year round. It's winter workouts, it's summer workouts, it's spring ball, it's fall camp. Wins like these, games like these, they're not easy. And so it's been a grind for the past year. Obviously, none of us sitting here besides Luke have even touched the rock before. And it's always one of our biggest goals before the season even starts is get the marker back where it belongs. And so yeah, it's been just a great feeling to have all of that hard work from the past year pay off to get the rock back.
Raja, what's this win mean for you, and where does this rank in terms of wins in your career, in terms of being part of this team?
You know, it means a lot. I feel I'm just gonna piggyback off of what Kopp said, but the amount of work that we put in is just crazy, and like it pays off. At some point, it will, and it is right now. Like we don't take it lightly. Games like this, like we all chose to come here to play in games like this. We knew exactly what we were getting ourselves into, and this is what we enjoy doing. Like this is our job. We enjoy it. We buy into it. We have each other's back. So, you know, just having love for every single person on this team, knowing that they have your back and you got yours, it means that much more to us. And if I had to rank it, it's definitely a top 5 win.
Well, can you describe your defense? You've lost two more starters tonight. Just the kind of play you're having with so many guys going down.
Yeah, I mean, I think it shows to the depth that we have, the talent that we have in all areas of our defense. We've always had a next man up mentality, and so one man goes down, the next guy's got to step up. The standard doesn't change, it doesn't drop. The next guy's expected to do just what the guy ahead of him was doing. I think we got a taste of that tonight. It's unfortunate, it's part of the game, injuries are. But yeah, we just we rep enough at practice to where we know guys are going to be ready no matter what the situation is. If you have 20 guys go down, we're going to find a way to get it done. So what we pride ourselves on is just toughness and physicality, and it was awesome to see us play with that tonight.